In this particular video, welcome to Frank Basic Anatomical class. In this particular video, we will be talking about the embryology of the liver, embryonic development of the liver. In our previous video, we talked about what the liver, we explained the location of the liver, anatomical quadrants, and all these things. So we'll be talking about the embryonic development of the liver. During embryonic period, that is third week to fourth week, the liver develops from endodermal cells. Endodermal cells, that is the gut. We have something like this. So here is called the foregut. Here is called the midgut. We have the last gut, but I don't want to mention it. So during embryonic period, the liver developed from this region, a region between the foregut and the midgut. And as it develops on here, it develops as what we call ventral diverticulum. I will explain ventral diverticulum. It develops like this. Ventral diverticulum. That is what we call this process. The liver develops as ventral diverticulum. Now, the reason why we call it ventral diverticulum, here is the abdominal wall, anterior abdominal wall. Anterior abdominal wall. So here is the region of diaphragm. So the liver develops from here, a region between the midgut and the foregut, and we call this ventral diverticulum. Now, the reason why we call it ventral diverticulum is because ventral means front. Ventral, another word for ventral is anterior or front. And you can clearly see that this thing is developing towards the front region of the abdomen. And as it's developing there, it diverges, it's separating to two, diverticulum. And that too is, this one is called liver. Why this one is called gallbladder? So this one is called the liver, here is called the gallbladder. This one called gallbladder, this one liver. Now, during this period, we have what we call the umbilical vein, which comes from the mother. That vein comes from the mother, and the vein goes like this, comes this way from the mother, goes like this. Now, guess what happened? When the baby, after this after parturition, that is when the baby is finally expelled from the uterus, this thing now, due to this thing have been cut from the mother, this particular thing will now degenerate. And form this ligament. This ligament is called falciform ligament. Now, what this ligament does, this ligament separates this region, the right lobe, from the left lobe. And this ligament starts from here and goes like this. Can you see it? This ligament was that umbilical vein from the mother. So, due to the baby, after this parturition, after birth, the baby is now alone, and this will be cut off from the mother. It will now degenerate into ligaments, and it will now attach this liver to the diaphragm. Also goes to the left, attach this liver slightly to the stomach, then attach, using this, it will now use this one, attach this liver to the anterior wall of the abdomen. That is what this ligament does. First of all, it separates the right lobe from the left lobe. Second, it goes like this. This right side attach this liver to the abdomen, slightly to the diaphragm. Left slightly to the stomach, and the other. Then it still goes like this, which attaches to the anterior wall of the abdomen. That is this. That is all about the embryonic development of the liver. The liver starts from a region between the foregut and the midgut, mainly foregut, then develop as what we call ventral diverticulum, which will diverge into gallbladder and the liver. Then we have what we call the umbilicus vein, which comes from the mother during embryonic period, which will goes like this. Then after parturition, that is birth, since this vein is no longer from the mother, they have cut it off, this will degenerate into ligament. It will now form ligament that will separate the right lobe from the left lobe, and this ligament is called falciform. Falciform ligament. Ligament. That is the name of this ligament. So with this, we are done with embryonic development of the liver. Let's talk about blood supply of the liver. Let's look at how the liver gets its own blood from the heart and also from the digestive system. The liver is one of the organs, is the only organ that have dual blood supply. Two blood supply, one comes from the heart and the other comes from the digestive system. We're gonna look at it and understand it and appreciate it as well. So let's start. The blood supply of the liver. The liver has blood supply. The liver has what we call dual blood supply, two blood supply. One from the heart, the other one from the GIT, gastrointestinal tract. One comes from the heart, the other one comes from the GIT. Now, the liver is like this. Okay. Let me use black marker. The liver is like this. And the liver is like this. We have falciform ligaments here. We have the right lobe and the left lobe. Now we have the hepatic vein that we connect to the inferior vena cava. Then we have what we call the hepatic artery. This artery is coming from the heart. Hepatic artery, which comes from descending aorta. Hepatic artery. Then we have another thing that we call hepatic portal vein. This vein is coming from the GIT system. Hepatic portal vein. Then finally we have the bile duct that gives rise to gallbladder. Gallbladder is like this. Gallbladder is directly attached to the liver. So you can see like this. So all these things enter the liver through the right lobe. And this one. Now we are going to draw the posterior view. This thing is anterior view of the liver, the front view of the liver. We are going to draw the posterior so that we can understand this and embrace it. So posteriorly, the liver is like this. The liver is like this. Posteriorly, we have the liver is like this. We have what we call the hilum or portal hepatis. This particular place, we call it hilum or portal hepatis. This is the place, or we call it window, through which hepatic artery, hepatic portal vein, and finally the bile duct make their way into the liver, and they can come out. So this is the place, the origin through which this particular sense entered the liver. So we can draw them like this: the artery entering the liver, the portal vein entering the liver, Then finally, the bile duct coming out from the liver. Bile duct. The bile duct coming out from the liver. So you can see that this hilum is just the window through which these things enter. Now we have right lobe, left lobe. Now here we have what we call, upper here is what we call that lobe. Caudate lobe. Down here is what we call quadrate lobe. Now these two lobes, that will tell you that we have 4 lobes in the liver. This 2 lobe is separated by this particular hilum. This particular hilum serves as a demarcation between these 2 lobes. But we are not talking about these things. We are talking about blood supply. So for us to understand this blood supply, we must first of all appreciate this particular thing. Now, the blood that comes from the heart, the oxygenated blood coming from the heart, which every organ in the body need, that blood comes from the descending aorta to the liver, which we give rise to hepatic artery. Now we enter into the liver. Now when this blood enter into the liver, it supplies the hepatic cells, hepatocytes. They will use this because every organ in the body needs this blood that comes from the heart, because that blood is oxygenated. So, but we have, that one is in the blood supply from the heart is very simple. So by that we have understand it. But the difficult one is from the GIT, blood supply from the GIT, which is coming from hepatic portal vein. This vein and this vein are not the same. This vein is called hepatic vein. This one is called hepatic portal vein, which is coming from the GIT. So in our next video, we will be looking at this blood supply coming from the GIT, and we will explain the reason why liver is have a dual blood supplying this thing, and we will understand what really happened, the reason behind this blood supply from the GIT. So thank you.